Express the difference quotient as a function of x sub 0 and delta x. That's part A. The difference quotient is delta y over delta x. The average rate of change of y with respect to x over a certain interval as x changes from x sub 0 to x sub 0 plus delta x. Okay. And the difference quotient is given by this formula right here, f evaluated at x sub 0 plus delta x minus f evaluated at x sub 0, all divided by delta x. So what we need to find is the value of the function evaluated at x sub 0 plus delta x, this thing right here. And we need to find this and substitute in the numerator. The denominator we leave just as it is. Okay. So what is f evaluated at x sub 0? That one's easy. It's just 2x sub 0 minus x sub 0 squared. And what is f evaluated at x sub 0 plus delta x? Well, you just substitute this wherever you see it x in this formula. So f evaluated at x sub 0 plus delta x is 2 times x sub 0 plus delta x minus x sub 0 plus delta x quantity squared. Okay. So let's just substitute those into the numerator, and what you get for this difference quotient, if I multiply through by the 2 here, I'll get 2x sub 0 plus 2 delta x minus this squared, which is minus x0 squared plus 2x0 delta x plus delta x squared. Okay, and actually it looks like I'm running out of room, isn't it? Minus, I apologize for this, but well, actually we could fit it in, minus f evaluated at x sub 0. See, all of this is just this thing right here. So now we need to subtract out f evaluated at x sub 0. So we're going to subtract out, we're going to multiply this by minus 1 and add it to this, so it'll be minus 2x0 plus x sub 0 squared. Because we're subtracting all over delta x. Okay, are you with me? Okay. So what does this numerator become? Notice we have a 2x sub 0 here. We've got minus 2x sub 0 there. Those cancel. Notice we have a minus x0 squared here plus x0 squared here. So those cancel. And that leaves us with our numerator simplifying to 2 delta x minus 2x0 delta x minus delta x squared. And that's all divided by delta x. These difference quotients are kind of complicated. By the way, this is a simple function, too. I mean, if we had a more complicated function, this would be really messy. Imagine if we had an x cubed in our original function. Then it'd be really bad. Okay. Anyway, we divide through by the delta x, and what do we get? we get delta y over delta x equals 2 minus 2x sub 0 minus delta x. Okay, you have a delta x squared here. You have a delta x here, so it's just minus delta x. Okay. That is the difference quotient expressed as a function of x sub 0 and delta x. Okay. And what this difference quotient gives you is a formula for calculating the average rate of change of y with respect to x as x goes from x sub 0 to x sub 0 plus delta x.